Hello everybody and what's up? How's everybody doing on this wonderful Wednesday afternoon? I know, if you're used to seeing me, you're not used to the afternoon, but here I am. Hello everybody and welcome back. I know, right? What am I doing on? How dare I be on in the afternoon? What's up, Andrea? Hello. I had a little time. I said during the stream this morning I might be able to stream a little bit this afternoon, so here I am. I'm back. I feel like I need to turn down the ambiance of the game. Is the game too loud? I feel like it is. Hold on. Let me do... oh man. Okay, hopefully that's better. Finishing up work, yay! Well, I'm glad that you're having a good work. Well, you didn't say you were. I hope you had a good work day. Hopefully it was pretty smooth. I am working on my Blood Elf Pally that I made a while back because I got made aware that there is a questline you can do to get Blood Knight armor for your Blood Elf Paladins. Now, for those of you that don't know, yes, there are Draenei Pallies, Human Pallies, Dwarf Pallies, and all that. But on the Horde side, the Blood Elf and the Tauren are not technically Paladins. They are for like character creation, but lore-wise, they're not actually Paladins. Blood Elves are actually called Blood Knights, and so I was made aware this morning that there's a questline you can do to make your Blood Elf Paladin, or to get your Blood Elf Paladin, I should say, Blood Knight armor. And so, that is what I am working on. Sorry about the cough, guys. Sorry about the cough. I know, right? So, shout out to JD for making me aware of it, but yeah, I checked, it is a real thing. Oh my gosh, this cough. There, rather than turn the mic on and off, I can just turn the volume up. Yeah, Pendrea, it's blowing my mind. So apparently you got to be like level 60. I don't know if that's accurate or not because, you know, it came out a little bit ago. But yeah, Blood Elves are not technically Paladins. Blood Elves are called Blood Knights, and Tauren are actually called... Great, now I have an urge to go make a Blood Elf Paladin. Do it! The Blood Elf or the Blood Knight Paladin armor looks pretty sick, but it's specifically for Blood Elves. Because the... And by the way, hello, Sykes. Hello. Welcome in. What's up? So, Taurens are actually called Sunwalkers, I believe. I believe that's what they're actually called. Blood Elves are called Blood Knights. Now, I don't know exactly what they call the Zandalari, but they're not Paladins. Paladins would, as far as I know, so, yeah, it's a Sunwalker for Tauren. Hey, Blue, what's up? It's Sunwalker for Tauren. It's Blood Knight for the Blood Elves. And I'm not 100% sure what the Zandalari would be called, but they wouldn't be called Paladins either. And it has to do with the fact, like, if you go and you watch my lore videos, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I do have... Oh, Prelates? That sounds right to me. Prelates? That seems appropriate. If you go to my channel, you can check out some of my lore videos. I've made 9 of them. The 9th one got loaded earlier today, so if you're interested in Warcraft lore, I'm doing a mini-series on Warcraft lore from the very beginning. Nice little tag there. So, if you watch the first video when it's talking about the cosmic forces and it talks about the light, like, Paladins channel the light, but other characters can channel the light as well. And that doesn't necessarily mean they're priests or paladins. It's a source of power, and there's different ways for different races to harness that power. So, hey Charlotte, welcome in. Good afternoon. I know people are like, what the hell is he doing on in the afternoon? Actually, that raises a really big question. So I've been streaming in the morning for a while, and I'm wondering if I need to change up my schedule. I've been talking to my wife about it, and I'm wondering, because I'm on the East Coast, so like when I stream in the morning, it's super early, like on the West Coast. So I'm playing with the idea of changing the time in which I stream. I don't know, Blue. I actually don't know what Tauren Priest would be called. I imagine it would be something sun related as well, because the Tauren culture being more in tune with Mother Earth and Father Sky and everything, like they're harnessing the light, but it's not in the same way that the Alliance do. Now, obviously, they keep it Blizzard for character creation. Just in the game, it's Paladin, but that actually isn't the thing. Oh, thank you, Charlotte. I'm really glad that you like the videos, and for everybody that's been liking the video and commenting on the videos and sharing them and reposting, like, thank you so much. I am actually super nervous recording them. I don't know if you guys can tell, but when I'm recording, it actually makes me really nervous. Anshe Priest would be cool. What's Anshe Priest? See, even though I like lore, I don't know everything. What's an Anshe Priest? And y'all, I mean, I'll throw this out there. Again, I don't know everything about the lore, but if you guys have lore questions, like, if I do know, I can tell you. If I don't know, then, keep in mind, I don't know everything, but I am pretty confident in my lore knowledge. There's some parts of the Warcraft history that I'm not the most versed on. I got a good voice for it. Thank you. I'm waiting for somebody to be like, that's not your voice. Like, this is... No, it is,
Greetings, adventurers. In the cosmos of the Warcraft universe, there are 6 distinct powers. The light, the void, nature, order, disorder, and death.
Like, it's just me reading from a script that I create. I do have a script that I use. I'm not freestyling it. I do have a script that I create, but that's just me. Honestly, I think my favorite video that I've made is, it's tied. The very first video I made, I loved the Cosmic Forces video. I love that video. I had so much fun. And the Google says they are seers and part of the Subwalker tradition, Sunwalker. If you look at Thunderbluff, they have scrolls hanging on spirits. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Seers sounds right. Although Seers, do they have their own Seers catalog? For those of you that are too young, you may not know the Seers catalog. But anytime I see Seers, like, I know it's seer, like seer, but I also think it's funny that as priests they use like holy fire, so it's searing. So it's seer. I don't know. I think that's appropriate. The Taurens are interesting, man. The Taurens have a very interesting culture. Nope, not that one. Let's see here. But yeah, I am working on getting this guy to level 60 or so that I can go and get the Blood Knight armor. But yeah, I really do. I appreciate everybody. Thank you guys for checking out my lore videos. If you've not checked out my lore videos, they are on my Clock app page. Just Casual Cal on the Clock app. Yeah, shaman is a thing, and there's actually different kinds of shamans too. Like, so regular shamans, like when you think of just a typical shaman, they are blessed by the elements, and Warcraft talks about the 4 elements, the whole Captain Planet thing, fire, wind, water, earth, go Azeroth. Like you get that whole Captain Planet vibe, but there's actually a 5th one that I talk about in the Reign of the Elements video. Spirit is the 5th element, which I guess would be the Captain Planet equivalent of heart. But shamans in Warcraft, they pray to the elements, and the elements give them the ability to use the power. And this is why when Thrall beat Garrosh in Unalived Garrosh, and he abused the element's power, that's why Thrall lost the ability to wield the element's power, because he acted dishonorably, he betrayed the virtue and the trust of the elements, like he abused their power. And that's why after he defeated Garrosh, he had a mental block because he knew he screwed up, which, by the way, Thrall was 100% wrong in the way that he defeated Garrosh. That was 100% wrong because it was a mock Garrosh. 2, the elements were like, nah, fam, nah, you can't be using our power like that. But when you think of shamans in the typical sense, they use the power, or you kind of are permitted to use their power. The elements allow you. Now, there's also such a thing as Dark Shaman. Dark Shaman, which do exist, they don't get a lot of attention in Warcraft, but Dark Shaman exist. I didn't do the Avatar intro? Wait, what do you mean the Avatar intro? I've never... What is the Avatar movie with the blue aliens have to do with... Wait, I'm so confused. Caitlin, you have to explain. Which, by the way, Caitlin, hello. Dark Shamans, they don't ask for the Elemental Spirit's blessing. Dark Shamans subjugate the elements and force them to do their will. So that's where it is a little different. And honestly, goblins, if you make a goblin shaman and you go to the screen, their totems are drills and they're drilling into the planet. I've never seen The Last Airbender. Yeah, I'm a loser. I've never watched The Last Airbender. I've also never watched SpongeBob SquarePants. You want to make fun of me for that too? But like the drills for the goblin shamans, that would be more akin to a dark shaman, which is subjugating the elements and forcing the elements into submission. Whereas a typical shaman, the elements respect them, they respect the elements. You know what I mean? It's like it's a different way of getting into the power source. Oh, The Last Airbender, Caitlin? No, I didn't even think about it, and honestly, I've been trying to go with a more serious vibe for the videos. I don't know if you guys can tell that from the way that I'm like reading and voicing it. I'm trying to go for a more dark, real, you know, like I'm a storyteller in Karazhan Library or something. You know, who is the person reading the stories? Maybe someday you'll find out. I do have a persona. There is a persona behind my lore videos. There is a Warcraft entity that I have created for myself that exists within the world of Warcraft, and that is who is reading the lore stories. Maybe someday you'll figure out who that is. And I can't help but think, wouldn't it be cool like if Blizzard ends up liking my videos and they end up making a Warcraft character based off of my lore character? That'd be pretty sick, right? Actually, I was wrong. It's an Elder's Rise, and Anshe is what the Tauren call the sun, is the right eye, and Musha is the left eye, which is called the moon. Oh, thank you, Blue. That does sound familiar. Like I said, I don't know everything about the lore. Fancy of them. And am I Medivh? I am not Medivh. I am not Medivh. Are Dark Shaman like warlocks? Wait, what? Dark Shamans are kind of like warlocks because warlocks use their magic. They use the arcane magic to subjugate demons, like, which has always been the case with warlocks in D&D or anything else. Like, the demons do not want to work for the warlocks. Warlocks subjugate the demons and use their power for their own. Shaman, you know, mages, they learn the spells and, you know, they cast it. It is what it is. Warlocks tap into the Twisting Nether and they use their magic to enslave demons. And then they use the demon's power for their own. Dark Shaman, they enslave the elements and they force the elements to do their will. No, I'm not Medivh. I actually don't like Medivh. Blue, I gotta say, thank you very much for the lore on the Tauren there. Like I said, I don't know everything. I've got my lore books, and I create scripts for my lore readings, and I'm going through the entirety of the Warcraft universe. So I posted video number 9. I got number 10 recorded and 11 recorded. I don't know when those are going to get put up. Probably, hopefully Friday. But I did put up number 9 today. So I got 9 lore videos up if anybody's interested. I don't like Medivh. I mean, I feel bad for Medivh, but I don't like Medivh. Like, Medivh, it's not really Medivh's fault that he became evil. His mother, Egwene, who was the previous guardian before him, she fought the Avatar of Sargeras, and when she defeated it, a portion, and she was pregnant with Medivh at the time, a portion of Sargeras' power went into her womb, and as Medivh was growing, you know, in the womb, Sargeras kind of was infesting the body, and then when Medivh was born, it was kind of like the Warcraft movie, which the Warcraft movie didn't do a job explaining it at all. Like, at the end of the Warcraft movie, Medivh turns evil. Spoiler! And if you're not a Warcraft fan, you're like, wait, why did he turn evil? What the hell's going on? And that was why he turned evil, was the essence and spirit. Am I a librarian in the in the Time Lost Library? Maybe. I'm not gonna say. I have created my own persona. And that...
Greetings, adventurers. Today we follow the holy paladin skeptic Cal as he sought to rid the Ghostlands of the corruption. On his journey, he slayed gargoyles, the undead, but unfortunately, he could never slay the regret and fear in his own heart. Join us as we travel through the Ghostlands.
You know, like, I just like doing it. Like, it's funny. It's fun. I love doing it, man. To sound epic, like Ghost Rider or something. I mean, Nick, I'm trying. You know, like, I want it to be thematic. The music in the background is a paid actor. It is. I actually have somebody over here on this side of the room. Yeah, I have my buddy chained up. Static, what's up? I sound epic. Thank you, man. Guys, seriously, when I'm recording, like, this is where I record. When I'm recording, I'm literally shaking. It's definitely need to check out your lore video. Yeah, Blue, they're on my my Clock App page, and if you look up Lore Walker Cal, that is specifically my channel dedicated to lore. Static, what's up, my dude? Welcome in. Y'all, Static Dreams here over on the Clock App is a fellow WoW streamer and awesome guy. So if you are not following Static Dreams, please do. If you're lucky, you'll get a guest appearance by his kiddo. What's up, Static? How you doing, brother? I don't know. I didn't, like, there's a lot of lore videos, and I'm not bagging on anybody. Like, if anybody knows Noble87, like, he's an amazing lore person. And, you know, when you go and watch Noble's videos, you know, hello, everyone, in the beginning. You know, like, he's got a good, soft voice for it. But I kept looking for lore videos, and they're, like, all upbeat or, hey, guys, all right, so here's the backstory of the Ghostlands. And I was like, you know what we're missing?
In the beginning, the Warcraft cosmos, the six powers reign supreme.
You know, like a dark, menacing version. It enhanced the speech so much. I just like it, you know, and I really love lore, so, you know, I'm alright. I'm loving the new content. Oh, thank you. Like I said, it makes me super nervous, y'all. It really does. But honestly, I love Warcraft lore, and I know other people. I got a DM from somebody that was like, thank you for the videos. My son and I love Warcraft, but, like, we're so behind on the lore and we don't know, and all the videos we found are 3 hours long. So, like, your videos being short snippets are really helpful. And that honestly made me feel, like, awesome. You know, because I've been playing since 04, so, like I said, I'm pretty comfortable with the lore, but I know a lot of people might want to get into the game and just be like, I have no idea what the hell's going on. And that's really unfortunate if that's what's holding people back from enjoying a really good game. So, you know, for people that love WoW, they might like my videos, and maybe even if you love WoW, you actually don't know the beginning of the story. I'm going down the line of the Chronicles books, and I'm just recording piece by piece. Yes, the voice isn't it for me. Wait, hold on. Noble is good, but his voice is kind of hard to understand with his accent, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, he does have an accent, but he's very thorough and very knowledgeable. Cal is part of families via WoW content, so wholesome. I'm trying. What irritates me? The video with the old, I think it's video number 6, because my two favorite videos are number 1 and number 6.
You know, this is the coming of the old gods. From the twisting nether, the Void Lords watched the Titans, and they waited, and they hungered.
You know, like, I love the old gods video. That was one of my favorite ones to record, especially with the music. But I had to re-record it because it's one take. When I record, it's one take. I don't pause or anything. I record. Well, I kept having to redo it because halfway through the video, I introduced the gods. They'd be like,
Cthulhu, Yogg-Saron, N'Zoth, and Y'Shaarj.
And I kept messing up Y'Shaarj's name, and I kept getting angry at myself because I'd be like, you know,
Cthulhu, Y'Shaarj.
Damn it! And then I'd have to delete the record, go back to the beginning, and record it all over again. I sound like Rainer. Dude, Rainer's got a sick voice, man. But yeah, I love doing the recordings. I love the lore. I've got all the lore books. And literally I just go through and I'm reading them and creating scripts and, you know, kind of tinkering with them, and then I record them, and yeah. Are you guys at all interested? Do you want to see what I use to record them? Like, I can literally show you. It's not like I'm doing anything serious. If you guys are curious how I do it, I'll show you. I don't know if anybody cares. If you would like to see how I do my recordings, let me know in the chat. Nick says yes. Okay. All right, let me get to a safe spot. Nope.
Nobody's safe here.
Content lore? I mean, again, you know, people might have questions. And again, if anybody out there, if you guys got lore questions, let me know in the chat. You know, if you don't understand something, or my favorite is who do I think would win in a fight? I love those conversations. I love those because it's slightly opinionated, but there's some people that they're overly hyped and they're not as strong as people think they are. There can be a lot of good conversations. Who do you think is stronger? All right, hold on. Let me get someplace safe.
My Blood Elf Paladin, Holy Warrior of the Light, has not been defeated, and it will not stop today.
All right, hold on a second. Illidan pre-power creep and Tyrande pre-power creep. So you're talking pre-power creep. Are you talking Illidan during Burning Crusade? When he was the ruler of Outland, and Tyrande before she was Elun's Night Warrior? This is World of Warcraft, my dude. I can't see your name. It just says Dot. I don't know if I can just call you Dot. Karen versus Garrosh in a fair fight. Karen versus Garrosh with no cheating by Magatha Grim Totem. Karen is whooping Garrosh's ass. I'm sorry. Mock Gora, you know, it's like that scene from, it honestly is that scene. It's the scene with Jason Statham and The Rock from one of the Fast and Furious movies. Me on you, one-on-one, no one else around. I will beat your ass like a Cherokee drum. That is Karen. Karen versus Garrosh in a legit Mock Gora, no outside influence, a fair fight, you know, one-on-one, man-to-man, hand-to-hand. Yeah, Karen is going to whoop the shit out of Garrosh. Okay, so pre-power creep Illidan versus Tyrande. Illidan. Because, I'm sorry, Tyrande was really just, I mean, she was kind of a hunter, but she was really just a priest. Illidan was on a different level, man. Okay, I'm in a safe spot. So, all right, hopefully I'm going to hope. But could a Karen take on Garrosh? I mean, depends on the Karen. Okay, hopefully this doesn't put too much of a load on my computer. Giggity. So, I use a program called Audacity, and when I'm recording the lore videos, I'm waiting for Audacity to pop up. Audacity! So, when Audacity pops up, this is what I use, and I record, and I do my recording, and then what I'll do is I'll import the soundtrack, the music, and then what I typically do is I'll fade in the music on the beginning and the end, and then, you know, I'll mess with the volume. So this is where I mess with the volumes for my speech and for the music. Once I export it, there's a website I use called Capwing, and when I go into Capwing, I upload the recording, and it puts, you know, the baseline timeline of the recording. And actually, let me try and pull it up. Again, I don't know how much pressure this is going to put on my CPU. Give me one sec. So this is actually, like, I put in the sound recording down here, and I upload the pictures. And then what I do is I listen to the recording, and I put in the pictures, and I do the fade and the zoom ins and everything else. And then when I'm done, I go to export it, MP4 720. I export it, and then I load it up to TikTok, add in some dialogue. It doubled the mic output, I think. Oh, it probably did. Yeah, because I pulled up Audacity and Audacity is automatically triggered. Let me see. But yeah, guest dot. Yeah, this is World of Warcraft. But yeah, honestly, from start to finish, like once I have the script done, it takes about 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes to record, find the images, download everything, plug everything in, make it look pretty. It takes about 30 to 40 minutes of video. Yeah. But it's a lot of fun and it's totally worth it. Especially if you guys like it. What in the hell? Okay, weird. I can't augment my music anymore. What in the hell? Okay, weird. There we go. There we go. Love the process. Yeah, I mean, it takes a little bit of time, and I'm getting better at it. Because again, I'm doing this all from scratch. Like I've taught myself how to do all of it. So I just kept talking about lore, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. And I've had an absolute blast. And honestly, what makes it worth it is you all enjoying it. So again, if you guys want to check out my lore videos, they are loaded. I have 9 loaded currently. If you like the video, drop a like, drop a comment, maybe repost it to help push it out so that other people can enjoy it too. But just thank you very much, everybody. I felt really dumb when I started doing it, but then people started really enjoying it. So, hey, as long as you guys like it, we're good. Oh, man. All right. So what other fights do you want to ask me? In my mind, Karin beats Garrosh. I don't know if Garrosh would win against a Karin either. But yeah. Wait. My mic is popping? Is that any better? Hold on. Is that better? Hold on. What about that? Is that a little bit better? I don't know why it's so loud, dude. I'm sorry. My mic sounds funny? That's weird. All right, hold on a second. Check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Is that any better? The sound is just seeming loud and it's echoing your voice. I think since you popped up that recording. Yeah, nothing. Huh, hold on. Hello, hello. Let me check my sound settings. Okay, is it better? It sounds better? Okay. Yeah, it might have been because I pulled up Audacity and that might have screwed up all my sound settings. I didn't even think about that. Sorry guys, thank you for letting me know though, dude. I appreciate it. Like, I'm not mad. Same thing if the music's ever too loud or anything. Like, hey, I probably don't know on my side. Let's go back. Back to the town. Thank you very much. No, Nick, thank you very much for saying something. I appreciate it. But yeah, I was talking, I mentioned this earlier. I was talking to my wife, and I've been considering switching the time that I stream from the morning. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because when I stream in the morning, like, it's really early on the West Coast, so I'm wondering if I need to change the time in which I stream. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Would it be easier to catch my streams if they were in the afternoon? There, is that better? Oh, you know why? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Is that better? You like afternoon streams? Yeah, I imagine a lot of people probably do. And see, what I can do is I can record in the morning, because right now what I do is I stream in the morning and I record in the evening. So what I might be able to do is switch it up and record in the morning, or I right now I stream in the morning, record in the afternoon, and I'm gonna make a purple app soon. Oh, nice! Congratulations, dude. Are you gonna use Streamlabs or OBS?
Filthy Alliance heathens, be purged by the light.
I don't know why my paladin sounds like Hulk Hogan.
Come here, brother. Let me show you the justice.
Oh, just watching streams? Oh, okay, I got you. Mike sounds much better now. Okay. Well, thank you guys very much for telling me. Like, that's the thing. As somebody that's trying to be a content creator, like, I don't know and hear what you guys see and hear on your side. And the same thing is, like, the only way I get better as a content creator is if I get feedback from viewers, from people that enjoy the stream. So if there's things that you want to see more of, tell me. I'm open to the criticism. If it's constructive criticism, I'm totally open for it. If there's more things you want to see, tell me. Or if there's something wrong with the stream, definitely tell me. Because when I'm in other people's streams, I definitely tell them, like, not to be rude, but it's because they may not know. A lot of, like, hey, your mic is on mute. If you don't say anything, often it's hard for us to know because we think everything's good on our side. Oh, come on. Yes! Hellscream, yes!
Loktar Oga for the Horde!
Hey, Sass, what's up? Your Ashbringer is cool. Where from?
This Ashbringer is one of the skins that you get during Legion. There's actually a couple. Hold on a second. I have a couple of different ones. I don't have all of them, but I got a couple. Hold on. So these are part of the Legion artifacts. So I don't know how well you can see it. So there's this green one. Are you... Not much is heading home? Well, good. I'm glad you're heading home. Hellscream, thank you very much for the follow. I just realized I don't have my Tickfinity turned on. Hold on a second. That's why I'm not hearing stuff. I forgot to turn Tickfinity back on. There we go. It's amateur hour here, folks. Nick, are you able to see it? I don't know if you're looking at it vertical or horizontal. If you're only looking at it vertical, then that's fine.
Love the process though. Caller might.
It's super toxic when streamers don't take that constructively.
Lorthamar. Ooh! Lorthamar Theron against Sylvanas. Sylvanas. All day, every day.
She was the High Ranger General. And she's a ranged fighter. Well, wait. Are you talking Sylvanas before she was turned into the Banshee or Sylvanas War Chief? Because again, it kind of depends on where we're at. So, Nick, there's a couple of different Ashbringers. I don't know if you can see my screen horizontally. If you're on the clock app, you should be able to turn the screen so it's horizontal. And if you do, these are the different Ashbringers you can get. So there's the Corrupted Ashbringer, there's the Void Ashbringer. There's a couple of different ones. But yeah, you get them as part of the Paladin quest in the Legion content. Before she was raised as a Banshee. Before she was a Banshee versus Lorthamar Theron. I'm still going to give it to Sylvanas. She was a prodigy ranger, and she was like the youngest ranger ever. Like, Sylvanas Windrunner was the Itachi Uchiha of the Blood Elves. Like, I don't know if anybody knows anime, but like, the best way to describe Sylvanas is she was the Itachi Uchiha of the... Which basically, from childhood, she was just the biggest badass in the village. Well, Sass, it's nice to see you. I hope you had a good day at work. And welcome in, everybody. I'm streaming on both the Clock app and on the Purple app. Welcome in. Good afternoon. I know a lot of folks, you're not used to seeing me in the afternoon. But, what's up? Howdy do? How the hell y'all doing?
War Chief Sylvanas was the weakest.
I feel like War Chief Sylvanas was the weakest version of her. Hellscream, I think that had more to do with the storytelling at the time, because Sylvanas, they haven't really done an amazing job of always showing her power, but I mean, because she's undead and she was unique, she was the first of the Banshees, she has a lot of unique power. And then, you know, when she gets tied into the jailer Zoval and everything else, like, she's ridiculously strong. Now, don't get me wrong. Sylvanas in no way, shape, or form could stand up to somebody like Illidan, but her necromantic powers towards the end, yeah, she was really, really powerful. Because she was basically tapped into the Maw directly. Like I said, I don't like what they did. I actually didn't think about that. Yeah, before she was raised, I would definitely say Sylvanas. She's a ranged fighter. She's,
so much
you know,
for her storyline. but they didn't
Lorthamar
give us
Theron's a good warrior, but he's not at the same level. There was so much. Oh, yeah. Oh, Hellscream, you're absolutely right. Like, Blizzard 100% wasted her. Which, Shadowlands was just. Yeah. No, yes, absolutely. Yeah, she absolutely reined herself in. She behaved because she was playing a mind game. And again, that boils back to her being a master strategist. She is a brilliant tactician. She really is. I mean, really, among the Horde, she was probably the best tactician. And, you know, for a while, all she cared about, like, she didn't really join the Horde because she believed in the Horde. She joined the Horde because the undead, the Forsaken, really didn't have anywhere else to go. And, I mean, even a lot of the Horde didn't like the undead. They don't like the undead. Which is why it becomes interesting that the novel before BFA, like, there were humans in the Alliance that were like, you know what, we don't care. Like, we just... Oh, my inventory's full. We don't even care that, you know, they're undead. We want our family back. Because, you know, over time, they came to realize, like, oh, just because they're undead, they're still... More like retcon lands? Yes. Yeah, Shadowlands was rough, man. I don't know. I mean, I have my own perspectives about what was going on. Shadowlands was... Yeah. Shadowlands was a rough expansion. I quit WoW for 2 years because of Shadowlands. I just couldn't get into it. I didn't like what they did with the game. I didn't like what they did with the characters and Anduin and everything else. Yeah, I just couldn't do it. Yeah.
Let's see here.
But yeah, I am, for those of you that are just tuning in, I got made aware this morning that there is a quest line specific for Blood Elf Paladins to get Blood Elf Paladins Blood Knight armor. Now, again, if you were here before and you heard me talk about it, I'm going to repeat myself, sorry. But for anybody that's new, that's just now showing up, Blood Elves are not technically Paladins. Blood Elves are called Blood Knights because of how they get their power to wield Paladin magic. So, there is a quest line where you can actually get Blood Knight armor. And I didn't know that. And so, I am working on leveling a Paladin, a Blood Knight, so that I can go and get the Blood Elf Paladin. See, I don't mind... Okay, hear me out. I can understand why people don't like post-Shadowlands Anduin. I like post-Shadowlands Anduin. I got really annoyed by the boy prince, holier than thou,
Blood Elf exclusive.
you know, Father, peace is the way. I like that Anduin growing up and saw the darkness that exists, and now he's having to come to terms with it. And really, he's coming to terms with the darkness within himself. Because, like, for a while, Anduin was a self-righteous little jerk. He was just a pain in the butt. Now, granted, he was trying to be a good person, but he just had this holier-than-thou, like, I believe in the light, and if everybody listened to me, they'd be so enlightened. You know, like, he was... You know, he's that 18-year-old that still lives at home with mom and dad, has never held a job in his life, and he wants to talk about politics and economics. And it's like, no, we're not doing this. You know what I mean? But post-Shadowlands Anduin is the one that's like, I've been working retail for the last 7 years while living in a one-bedroom apartment that smells like, you know, gerbil feces. I've seen some things. You know what I mean? Like, I like the post-Shadowlands.
And Tauren Paladins are son. Yes.
Yes, Salty, you are correct. Salty Goblin. Tauren Paladins are called Sunwalkers, and we talked about this earlier. Tauren Priests are called Seers. So, yeah, there's actually some differences. Hold on, I need a drink because I'm coughing. And I just spilled my drink all over myself. Oh, check this out, y'all. Check out this shirt I got. For those of you that like Pokemon. I'm not moving so you guys can see it. I don't know if anybody else likes Pokemon out there. There's a local, there's like a local clothing brand out here. And it's a gothic clothing brand, and we went to an event not too long ago, and it basically, at the bottom of the shirt, you know, it's gothic Pokemon, and it's at the bottom it says, sometimes fainting is better. Oh, I love Pokemon.
I've grown tired of asking, certainly,
Be the last, where is the Keebler base? Marcus, Marcus, I do not know that movie reference. I am completely caught off guard with that movie reference. But how you doing, buddy? It's been a minute. How you been? The Hallfall quest line was like, homie, we are telling you the light wants you, stop resisting. That just sounds, okay, Sykes, that just sounds creepy. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. But no, you know what? No. That's not cool. Because look at what Zira tried to do to Illidan. You know, the light is your destiny. And like tried to force the light into him. Which for the record, y'all, the light is not good.
Paladin's Rock, I rolled one. Wrath of the Lich King.
Nice. I mean, Paladins are technically like Blizzard's favorite class. They are the original hero class of the game. So if anybody's ever like, why is Blizzard always on Paladins nuts? Because Paladins are literally the original. They're oh. Ooh, did you see that? Ooh. I almost yeeted myself. I forgot I can't fly yet. Rather we sign up for therapy, go please go. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Like Keebler Cookie, but with... Oh, okay. I gotcha. See, you were trying to catch me up, Marcus. I was totally caught off guard there. Oh, man. Hey, how's everybody doing? Happy Wednesday to one and all. My name is Cal, Casual Gamer, retired veteran, and I'm just here having some fun. I'm leveling a Paladin so I can get the Blood Knight armor for the Blood Elf Paladin, which I didn't even know was a thing until this morning. And for the record, everybody, if you want to support the channel, please follow me over on the Purple app. I am streaming on the Purple app and the Clock app right now. And if you like Warcraft and you like Warcraft lore, on the Clock app, on my main page, I have 9 videos posted. I have started doing a Warcraft mini lore series. So if you love Warcraft lore and you want to, you know, maybe get a little bit more versed, or if you're interested in getting into Warcraft and you don't even know where to begin, I am literally starting from the beginning of Warcraft Big Boom, the Big Bang in Warcraft, and I'm literally going all the way through the timeline. So it's going to take me a while. Oh, yeah, they have the Treehouse base. Yeah. Low-key, Anduin was being a pain in the ass. Yeah. Well, that's always been Anduin. Anduin's always been a pain in the ass. He means well, but, like, I feel like after Shadowlands, Anduin is finally growing up. He really is. Now, granted, to be fair, you know, Anduin growing up, he didn't have his father there. His father was kidnapped. And so Anduin, you know, he's had a rough upbringing, and he's the prince of Stormwind and everything, and he's just kind of always had this shroud about the world, and now he doesn't. And I love it because he's grown up and he's realizing. And now in the story, the current lore, Anduin's realizing that just because he has dark moments, just because he's not perfect, does not mean he's not a good person. And that's a life lesson for everybody else out there. You're not perfect. You're never going to be perfect. But that doesn't mean you're not a good person, and it doesn't mean you can't every day try to be better and be your best self. To be fair. Yes. Shout out to all the Letterkenny fans out there. But like seriously, like some people, because they're not perfect, no one's perfect. There's no such thing as perfection. just try to be your best self, and every day just try to be a little bit better. And when you make a mistake, reflect on it, own it, and then move forward. If you make a mistake, you're not doing anybody any good by just beating yourself up every single day. What matters more is owning it, making amends, and striving to do better. And guess what? You're gonna make more mistakes in your life. Trust me. Make the mistake, own it when it's a mistake, apologize, make amends, do the right thing, and then move forward just trying to be a good person.
Actually, I am perfect.
Anduin kind of was, but remember when Anduin got reconnected with Gen, that was in Cataclysm, because that was when the wall of Gilneas fell. Anduin was already 15, give or take, 14, 15 years old. He was a teenager. So, remember, we didn't get Gen Greymane and the Gilneans until Cataclysm. And when we first start World of Warcraft, we don't see it. It happens off screen. Anduin's a little kid, and his father was kidnapped by Onyxia. That's a whole other story. So, for a long time, Anduin, he had Matthias Shaw and, a couple other people, but he didn't have a whole lot going for him.
Yeah, and it's okay.
Actually, I'm perfect. Yes. Yes, indubitably. Yes, I'm perfect. Yes.
You know what, Nick? You're perfect just the way you are.
King Ryan using his twin blades is epic story.
King Rin uses his twin blades.
Yes! Charlemagne? Yeah. I wish, it would have been cool in the Warcraft story, because they didn't really address it. Like, Wrath of the Lich King shows up and King Varian's back. And, unless you read the comics and the story, you don't know what happened to Varian. Varian's soul was split in two. And he ended up being a gladiator and everything else, and, there were two sides to his spirit. And he was known as Logosh when he was a gladiator. That's where you meet Rhaegar, Brol Baremantle, and Valyria Sanguinar. But yeah, Varian, King Varian with, badass Varian. Yeah, he was kidnapped. His soul was split in two. One of his sides was sold into slavery to the Horde. He was a gladiator, had to fight for his freedom. And in the game, we don't see that. And then all of a sudden, Wrath of the Lich King comes out and Varian's back. And it's like, oh yeah, King Varian's here. And it's like, unless you read the comic, you have no idea what the hell's going on. I'm sorry, Sykes. Yeah, if you do want to support the channel, you can subscribe, and that is how you will get ad-free over on the Purple app. I'm sorry. I don't even know if I can turn off the ads even if I wanted to. But for everybody that is a subscriber, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the custom emotes. If you subscribe, send me your B tag, and if I'm doing stuff and you want to come goof around with me, that is a perk of being a subscriber, is you can come game with me. I'm sorry about the ads. I'm sorry. If it helps at all, the ads do help me. If it helps at all, I don't know if it really helps. It probably doesn't.
His blade while Steven was an echo of King Ryan spinning his blade.
I think Anduin splitting the blade while Steve was an echo of King Rin. Yeah.
It probably was. But didn't his father say something like this blade was not meant to be wielded with hatred? It's the sword kind of follows the virtue of the wielder. And I think that's why, Anduin struggled with that, because when he got turned by Zoval, the reason that he's so broken right now is he doesn't know if what he did was him or if it was because he was enslaved to the jailer. And when he's kind of talked about it with Sylvanas, because he did go talk to Sylvanas, Anduin has to come to terms with the fact that he has darkness in him. But that darkness does not mean he's not worthy of the light. So, kind of same thing with Thrall. The fact that Thrall isn't perfect and he did something wrong, now Thrall can wield the elements again. He made a mistake. He let his mortality, his, dare I say humanity, get the best of him. He needs group therapy with Sylvanas. Yo, real talk, name a character in Warcraft that has had a more traumatizing life story than Sylvanas. I'll wait. I'm pretty sure Sylvanas wins. Get it? Wins, like Windrunner.
Kill them all.
Ner'zhul? Ner'zhul? You can't be coming in here trying to make me give empathy to Ner'zhul. Ner'zhul was a total a-hole who got betrayed by the Legion, and then Kil'jaeden bound his soul to the Helm of Domination, and then, because he's a little punk, while he was in the Helm of Domination, he tried to be all clever and subdue Arthas, and then his soul got completely shredded. Like, he was an orc that was completely behind his entire species getting enslaved by the Legion by drinking the blood of Nanorath. Don't be coming in here with Ner'zhul's woes. I got no pity for Ner'zhul. What's that line by Samuel L. Jackson? I'm glad it happened, and I hope he burns in hell. No, see, Illidan doesn't. I don't think Illidan has a worse story than Sylvanas because Illidan chose. Illidan chose all of the things that happened to him. And then every time he had a chance to walk away, he doubled down. Now, the argument could be made. Hear me out. The argument could be made that it's sad because Illidan sacrificed everything and his own people hated him, including his brother and the woman he loved. That is kind of sad. Arthas' sister Kalia? Kalia Menethil has a sad past, but she wasn't enslaved. Like, she didn't watch her people get butchered and then have her soul destroyed by Frostmourne and turned into a banshee and have to fight for free. Like, Kalia's is sad, and honestly, they could have done something where Kalia could have been like the Alliance version of Sylvanas, but they didn't do that. I will say Kalia Menethil's story is like diet caffeine-free Kirkland brand Coke. You know, if Sylvanas is Coke, Kalia Menethil is Kirkland brand caffeine-free diet. I was telling somebody recently, it's crazy how much Varian and Thrall are two sides of the same coin. They've had so many similarities, starting with both losing their father in the same conflict. Oh, I absolutely Makio, I absolutely agree. I think undead should be paladins. If the undead can wield powers of the priest in the light, there's no reason undead can't be paladins. Which, lore-wise, let there be an undead paladin, and I want to know how the Scarlet Crusade handle that shit. The Scarlet Crusade would have a conniption fit. Jay, this armor set... This armor set is the Blood Elf Heritage armor set, and if you can see, right now I'm wearing the pants,
But
if you want, once you get the armor set, give me a second, there's actually also a robe. There's a robe appearance as well. So the robe appearance is what I wear on my mage, because my mage is a blood elf. But on the paladin, I prefer... Oh, dang it. On the paladin, I prefer not to wear a robe. Just kind of a preference thing.
For heritage armor set's hard to get.
Wait. Some are easier than others. Most of it, it's not bad at all. The heritage armor set for blood elves is like, you show up and you get it. Trying to remember which. You know what? We're gonna go with Nightmare. Yeah, the Nightmare Paladin. But the light does hurt the undead, those that wield the light, doesn't it? Yes and no. The light can hurt them. It kind of, the way that I interpret it is it depends on the manner in which, it depends on the entity's soul. So if they're good, they wield the light, and I think in the book, the undead still feel the heat of the light, but while it's hurting them, it's also healing them. So, I mean, yes, technically, I guess I'm trying to remember the novel, how they explained it. So, like, the undead that are priests, they feel the light, because inherently the light wants to destroy them, but it also heals them. Got the Goblin Wave Shredder from the trade play. Oh, nice.
The burning.
Yes. I guarantee I'm going to end up covering it in my lore videos. Which, by the way, y'all, if you're new to the channel and you like Warcraft lore, I do have a lore series on the Clock app. They're 2 to 3 minutes long. I'm starting at the beginning of the Warcraft lore universe and working my way through. Jay, thank you for the follow. Yeah, Jay, the different heritage armors, it depends. Every race is a little different. The Blood Elves, super easy. Super, super, super easy. But to get it, you have to level that race. You have to level a character of that race to level 50, and then you go to their capital city and you find the quest, and all the quests are different. Why is it spicy? The undead are like, I hate. Oh, what is it? I hate flaming hot Cheetos. I forgot where I was going. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, if you guys have lore questions, let me know in the chat. Yeah, I mean, Illidan, for the most part, he chose what happened to him. And then every time he had a chance to walk away, he just doubled down. Illidan was the smart one. He knew what was coming before everybody else, and everybody thought he was stupid. And then we played the expansion Legion, and we realized, haha, he was right. Well, here's where it's going to get really fun. I have a feeling in the upcoming expansion, we are going to see... Hey, what's up, One Lock? How you doing, buddy?
The prettiest Sylvanas, the real
I think we're going to see that Sargeras was right. Which sister is the prettiest, Sylvanas, Illyria, or the other one? Oh, what is it? It's Sylvanas, Illyria, and... Oh, man, what is the other one's name? It's like the Kardashians. Oh my God! Somebody needs to do a YouTube series keeping up with the Windrunners. Varisa, yeah, Varisa. I was gonna say Valera, but no, Valera is the rogue. Valera Sanguinar. In my mind, it's Illyria. In my mind, it's Illyria. Illyria, I don't know. Illyria's got that vibe.
Respect.
The Light Void Lord will end up turning. Oh, probably. Yeah, in my mind, it's got to be Illyria. You know what it is? Now it's that tattoo. It's that void sleeve she's got. I'm a sucker for tattoos. My wife has tattoos, and my wife's tattoos are freaking amazing, and I love it.
Void sleeve.
Yeah, the void sleeve, I love it. But also, like, I don't know, like, I don't know what it is. I like Sylvanas' confidence and how, like, she just doesn't care and takes no ish from anybody, but I feel like Illyria is tough, but she'll also snuggle, and I'm a fan of snuggling. I love how much fanboy for your wife. I am a fanboy. I am. I don't give a damn. I have no problem admitting I am a simp for my wife. We've been married 14 years. Guess what? I love my wife more than anybody or anything on the planet. I don't give a shit. Anybody bothered by how much I love my wife, have a lovely day. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. My wife is the coolest person I know.
Awesome.
And she said yes to spend her life with me. Who does that? That's love. I'm a pain in the ass. You know what? Here's an awesome part, okay? I'm a massive Illidan fanboy, okay? Here's my Illidan statue. I've read the Illidan novel like 6 or 7 times. I was telling my wife, because I am a massive Illidan fanboy, I was like, I want the Illidan tattoos. And my wife went, front, back, or both? And I was like, both? And she was like, okay, because front or back wouldn't work. We'd need to do both. I have the coolest wife ever! Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I don't want to divulge, get into a crazy uncomfortable conversation, but it's like, if you're not willing to be a fanboy, because that was the comment, the fanboy, if you're not willing to be a fanboy or a fangirl for your partner, you might not be with the right person. Like, if you're not ready to look dumb for the person you love, you're not in love. Because guess what? Love comes from the limbic side of the brain, which means you're gonna do and say stupid things because there emotionally is a connection that's triggered. So if you ain't ready to look stupid, you ain't ready to be in love, because love makes you dumb, and it is amazing.
Luna's biggest fanboy.
Yeah. No, my wife actually has more tattoos and bigger tattoos than I do. Go ahead and judge me. Yeah, my wife's tattoos are freaking sick. Like, my wife did not skim. Her tattoos are nice. So yeah, that's probably a big thing with Illyria. I'm a big fan of the tats.
Been married 15 years. He started playing WoW for me since I started losing my sight.
Aww.
See, it was the opposite. I got my wife to play WoW. She hasn't played in a while, but my wife used to be like a hardcore Mythic Raider. Like, no kidding. My wife is actually a far superior Warcraft player than me. She was a hunter and a priest. Basically, every game my wife and I play together, my wife can kick my ass. My wife is a huge nerd, great gamer. She plays Baldur's Gate. Like any game. When we met, we played one game of Smash Brothers, and she absolutely annihilated me. Come to find out, she played in tournaments. She totally hustled me, and I was
Master Race.
Hunter. No, that would be a class, not a race. Filthy hunters. Are you guys still big into Diablo? Yes. No, we have been playing Diablo 4. My wife is playing Spiritborn. I went with a Necromancer. She's running the Quill Volley Spiritborn, and I'm playing the Bone Spear. Which, by the way, if any of you saw me play last season, I was playing the Bloodlance. And, if you're this season playing Bloodlance, anybody playing Bloodlance, Necromancer, and Diablo 4, dude, go to Bone Spear. It's so much better. It's so much better. Bone Spear build is so better. Not even kidding. But the reason that I'm working on my Paladin is, and for those that are just showing up, is there is a quest line to get the Blood Elf, Blood Knight armor if you're a Paladin. So you got to be a Blood Elf, you got to be a Paladin, you got to be exalted with Silvermoon City, and you can end up getting a quest line to get Blood Knight armor, which, for those of you that don't know, if you're just tuning in, I've mentioned it throughout the stream. Blood Knights is the actual name for a Blood Elf Paladin. Blood Elves are not technically Paladins, they're Blood Knights. So, I have to get it! So yeah, we are still playing Diablo 4. We play at night. We haven't really touched Baldur's Gate recently, but yeah, we do play Diablo together. I wish you could fly in that zone. Yeah, I know, right? See, I don't mind. I like the Blood Elf starting area. I love the music. I love the music. The Blood Elf Eversong Forest is my favorite music in all of Warcraft. My favorite zone music. The actual name of the song in Eversong Forest is called Lament of the Highborn.
Sorry,
And
I've
the
been
theory,
quiet. I
if
am
you
crocheting
if you
this
listen to the
question.
music and there's a voice singing, the theory is the voice singing, that's Sylvanas. No, Caitlin, you're fine. I hope you've been enjoying listening. I hope your crocheting is going well. I was so excited talking about Eversong that I went back to Eversong. But yeah, funny enough, mine is Tauren and Mulgore, but I'm a Filthy Alliance player. King's Honor,
She
friend.
also has a
For
toy
the
called
Alliance.
Sylvanas Music
Like-
Box.
To start a BG3 once more, he's never been past Act 1. Oh, wow. See, I actually enjoyed watching my wife play Baldur's Gate more than I enjoyed playing Baldur's Gate. my wife and I would parallel play, so she would play Baldur's Gate on the PlayStation 5,
made one
and I would
before
play
and
WoW on my
sold it
laptop, and
off
we'd be
Scott
next to each
Labs,
other.
so I
I
am
loved
making
watching her play
one
Baldur's
to
Gate. I think she's beaten it twice. She's also beaten Harry Potter. What's the other game that she was playing? She's beaten Final Fantasy 16. Which shout out Ray of Madness for the recommendation. My wife loved Final Fantasy 16. But yeah, we play a lot. The Sylvanas music box. Yep. I made one before sold. Oh, nice. That's really nice of you, Caitlin. Make him pay for it. No, Blue, there's nothing wrong with playing the Alliance. I have been known to dabble in the Alliance. I absolutely despise the gnomes, and I made a boo-boo recently. Some of you know this story. I made a boo-boo recently, and my penance to my wife, because I made a boo-boo, I made a gnome
Definitely is
warrior.
not an easy project.
Now, for those of you that don't know, I have an unhealthy aversion to gnomes. My level of disdain for gnomes is actually unhealthy, and I acknowledge that. So my penance is playing a gnome. And he's like level 30-something now. Yeah. Don't make a boo-boo, folks. This is not an easy project. Yeah, make him pay. Especially if he sold it and you didn't get, like, any of the proceeds. You know what I mean? Oh, psych. Sorry. The ads got you. I absolutely despise gnomes, and I made a boo-boo. And my wife's, how can I make this up to you, sweetie? And she's like, I want you to play a gnome warrior. Now, that may not seem like a big deal. I absolutely despise gnomes. It's unhealthy how much I don't like gnomes. But I've made a gnome warrior. Yeah. Some people know. Some people have seen me playing it on stream.
Cal played a gnome on live.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, is he okay? Because I've always said, if you ever see me playing a gnome, call the cops. I'm not okay. I'm not safe. And then I log in and I'm playing a gnome, and everybody that first day was like, wait, what the hell? TikTok admin, how do we check on him? Shep, what's up, my dude? Welcome in. Thank you for the rage. All of the people coming in from Shep's stream, welcome in. If it's my first time seeing you, lovely to make your acquaintance. Shep, thank you so much for the raid. How you doing, brother?
On Etsy, it was great.
I was like Cal Blink twice if you need
I sold it on Etsy. It was great. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, people were like, blink twice. Yes, tons. It is a rare evening stream. People aren't used to seeing me in the afternoon, evening. You got me for a little bit before I head out for the night. The ghost emoji is flashing me. It's showing you its love box. Spooky over here showing the ghostie's love box. J-Dubs, what's up? J-Dub, look what you've done. Look what you've done. You had to tell me about the damn Blood Knight armor. You had to tell me about the damn Blood Knight armor, and now here I am working on my paladin. Shep, what's up, brother? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, no, I made a gnome. I did. It exists. Yes. Y'all, the worst part, okay, and I need your all support as I admit this, okay? The worst part is I've actually enjoyed playing the Gnome Warrior. Now, this is a difficult time for me and my family, so, any well wishes or prayers or sympathies, deeply appreciated, because it's been tough. I was just browsing Clock app. Oh, nice. Well, welcome in, Tons. How you doing today? How was your day? And that goes for everybody. All right, there we go. Hopefully the sound is going good, but yes, it is Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday, and this is the afternoon edition. Freaking JD had to tell me about the damn Blood Knight armor, and now here we are. Hey, it's nice to be seen, man. How'd your stream go, dude? And for those of you, whether you're on the Clock app or the Purple app, seriously, if you have not caught, or if you're not following ShepQuest, S-H-E-P Quest, if you're not following ShepQuest and checking out his lives, you're seriously missing out. He is a phenomenal streamer. Awesome guy, one of my all-time, if not my favorite streamer to catch when I'm not streaming.
Kelly isn't
Like,
torn?
I try to catch his stream whenever I can. Amazing guy. Seriously, if you're not following him, and don't just follow him, check out his videos. More importantly, go show support during his lives. He is a fantastic streamer. And he's on both the Clock app and the Purple app. But please, if you're going to follow him, try to follow him on the Purple app. Because, like me, that's where he's trying to build up. And seriously, phenomenal streamer. No, Tauren are not Pallies. Tauren are called Sunwalkers. Star Wars awaits. Okay, here's my question for everybody that's here.
Yo, the Funkid's wearing
What
a
is
robe.
your favorite Star Wars movie? Of the nine, of episodes 1 through 9, what is your favorite Star Wars movie? Dude, Shep, no, seriously, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate all the support, dude. I want to know where the new kid, the new
Rogue
school,
One.
old school, and the
Revenge of
OGs are.
No. Yeah.
No, 1 through 9. Return of the Jedi? Okay. Okay. So let's see. We got Revenge of the Sith and we got Return of the Jedi. All right. See, I have a hard time. I want to see if anybody's like, what is it? I was raised with 4 through 6, but to be honest, my favorite is Revenge of the Sith. Do it, Master Yoda. Ian McDermott, man. Ian McDermott as Lord Sidious. Oh, so perfect. And if you didn't know, Lord Palpatine or Senator Palpatine, Lord Sidious, that's Ian McDermott. Yeah, I agree, Shep. I like the classic feel as well. I admit I am not a fan of the new ones. I'm sorry, and I if you like the new ones, enjoy them. I am not a fan of the new ones. I'm not. The new ones make Jar Jar Binks tolerable. I said it, and I meant it. Spoilers, I didn't know the Senator was the Emperor. You didn't know? Okay, wait. Here's something you may not have known. You may not have known. In episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Yes. Okay, I was just going to bring that up. In episode 3, Darth Sidious is talking to Anakin, and he goes, "Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?" Right? Okay, Darth Plagueis was Darth Sidious's master. Okay? All right. Rewind. In episode 1, when we meet Darth Sidious and Darth Maul, spoiler, Darth Sidious was not the Sith Lord at that time. At the time of the Phantom Menace, Sidious was still the apprentice. Darth Maul was never a Sith Lord. Maul was an assassin. He was basically just a tool. When Senator Palpatine met Anakin in the Phantom Menace, he then went and destroyed his master and started grooming Anakin to become his apprentice. I mean, some people like the new one, Sykes. Some people don't. It is what it is.
I binged Andor season 1 and 2.
See, I haven't watched Andor. I love The Mandalorian, though. Mandalorian is legitimate. Is legit. I went to say it's legit, and I went, it's legitimate.
Yes, hello, cool kids. I just want to let everybody know that I'm legitimate. I'm too legitimate to ever give up on my adventures.
I went for legit, and I said legitimate. I'll be right back. I need to go drink my prune juice. Well done. Well, you guys know the deal. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yes, I remember when Too Legit
Let's
to
go
Quit
like
came
what?
out. We were playing Pogs.
And there's going to be somebody who's like, what the hell is Pogs?
Later, Tons. Later. What's up, Locke? Legit more than legit.
Yeah, I got myself. I played myself. I don't want to feel like...
Yeah, back in my day, it was cool when we had a sidekick, which came before the pager. Yeah, you were the cool kid if you had a pager, which was just a digital leash from your parents.
That's how old I am. I'm very much, it's not that serious person. Enjoy it for what it does offer. Yeah. It's the same thing. I say it all the time. You know, don't let anybody yuck your yum, and don't yuck anybody else's yum. Enjoy what you enjoy. You know, one of the things that I think is a part of growing older and maturing more is me maturing. Not everything is made with me as the target audience, and that's okay. That's okay. There's a difference between something just not being good and something not being meant for me. And I think that that's a sign of maturity. The rainbow is... Yeah. For those of you that are over on the Purple app, I love it. Let's see here. From Nick.
Back in my day, the rainbow was black and white.
I like that. That was good. That was good. Thank you. I would laugh more, but I'm afraid my dentures would fall out. All right, this is where I wanted to go. I went the wrong way. I went too far south. Oh, man. But yeah, for anybody just showing up, I hope you've enjoyed the lore videos. Again, because people are coming in and leaving, you know, I got to repeat myself, so I apologize for those of you that have been here. I have 9 Warcraft lore videos up on the Clock app. So if you are trying to get into WoW lore, I'm doing 2 to 3 minute summaries from the beginning of Warcraft universe creation. It's going to take me a while to get all the way caught up, but if you like Warcraft lore, please remember to go check out my channel and leave a comment, like, share, repost. It's a badass series. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Shep says badass series, definitely recommend. Seriously, I'm glad you guys like it because it makes me super nervous to record them. You missed it, Shep, a little bit ago. I actually pulled up my, I showed people how I make them. I pulled up my software and stuff of how I make the videos. And because I had somebody message me, no, I do not use a voiceover thing for the voice of the videos. The voice in the videos is actually me. I'm not kidding. Somebody, I'm not going to say who it was, somebody messaged me, DM'd me, and asked where I got the voice changer because it sounded cool. No, there's no voice changer. It's just me. But yeah, if anybody coming in, if you guys have ever got Warcraft lore questions, feel free to ask. I love talking about it. I don't know everything, but you know, if I know, I'll be more than happy to answer questions.
Keep in mind, I'm only a mortal man. I don't know everything.
Let's see here. Sorry, I'm getting into the music at the moment. Okay. So what's everybody got going on, man? It's Wednesday. You know, a lot of people are getting out of work. How was everybody's work day? Anybody got any fun plans for how to decompress? My wife and I will probably either be watching a movie together.
Is that middle statue Warhammer?
Wait, is that middle statue Warhammer? So the one on the far end, the one over here. Sorry, I'm looking at my. Okay, this is Illidan. The one in the middle is Thrall, and the one on the side is Lilith from Diablo.
Wait, going back a little, Star Wars is the Clone Wars series, developed the characters much show. Yeah, Anakin was a good strategist. Like, Anakin really, but he was a warrior. And honestly, I mean, it wasn't, I gotta be careful. It wasn't Anakin's fault that he turned out the way he did. Anakin was too old to begin the training. Anakin should never have been trained. There's a reason, like they even say it, there's a reason they don't, take kids past a certain point. Anakin grew up with his mom. He grew up with attachment. Everything he did growing up, from pod racing and everything, was to help his mother. So, and like you see it in episode 2, when when Shmi passes away from the Tusken Raiders. Like, everything Anakin did was for his mom. And he left to become a Jedi, and what does he say when he leaves his mom on Tatooine? I will come back and save you, Mom. I promise. I will free you. As a kid. So Anakin should never have become a Jedi.
Is that... Oh. Yeah, everyone bashes the Jedi for the rules, but Anakin literally shows why. Yeah, oh, yeah.
And I mean, that is the one thing I will give Luke from the last Jedi, as he's like, the Jedi were completely full of themselves in hubris. And the thing is, and a lot of people know this, a lot of people agree with this, but like, you know, when Obi-Wan and Anakin fight in Episode 3, and he's like, you were the chosen one! You were supposed to bring balance to the Force, not, you know, lead it into the light, not leave it in darkness. And it's like, bruh, there are hundreds of Jedi and 2 Sith. Anakin did bring balance to the Force. Balance. Balance is not all good. Balance. Anakin did bring balance to the Force, because who exists at the end of Revenge of the Sith? Sidious and Vader, Obi-Wan and Yoda. That is balance. Oh yeah, Anakin was a good soldier. I mean, he was a good strategist. He was a good warrior. Even if you look at the different types of lightsaber combat, like that's what Anakin trained himself to be. He was very offensive. And that's why it's a good duel between him and Obi, because Obi-Wan was very defensive, which is also a part of why Obi-Wan was a good match for Darth Maul. Darth Maul was very offensive. Obi-Wan was very defensive. You know, Obi-Wan basically was defensive to the point that an opening occurred and then he struck. How pissed do you think Darth Maul would be? You know, in Episode 1, Darth Maul has the high ground. Obi-Wan does that stupid flip up and gets around him and then cuts Maul in half. And then in Episode 3, what does he tell Anakin? It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. And then Anakin tries to do the same crap Obi-Wan pulled. And what does Obi-Wan do? Slashes him in midair. What kind of crap is that, man? You know, where's the justice for the Sith?
The old Jedi Council was wrong for trying to keep people from having attachments.
I don't know if I would say it's wrong. There were Jedi with attachments. Some people don't know that. There were Jedi that had wives. Because it was like their species culture or whatever, which was complete garbage. But like they basically... The thing is like they... The problem with the Jedi's mentality, and you can see it in Episode 1, is like, you know, their problem with anger. Tell me, go watch Episode 1, and when Qui-Gon gets beaten by Maul, tell me that Obi-Wan is not angry. And like their whole thing of like, you know, the Jedi, it's not for attack, only for defense. When Obi-Wan is fighting Maul, the second that perimeter went down, Obi-Wan came out swinging. Don't tell me Obi-Wan wasn't channeling the dark side and it made him stronger and faster. Like, I don't believe that. I just don't. Don't get me wrong. I agree and I understand where Obi-Wan was coming from. But, like, you can definitely see he was coming out and he was ready to play. Crap ads. Maul continuing to be a problem like a cockroach that won't die. Very much. I'm sorry about the ads. I'm sorry.
It leads to a lack of balance.
The Sith. Hey, I admit, my mom and I are big Star Wars people. My mom is a big Star Wars fan, and we've gone round and round because my mom is a big Jedi, and I actually kind of lean towards the Sith. I'm just being honest. Because, kind of like Harry Potter, not all Sith were bloodthirsty tyrants. Okay, a lot of them were, but it's kind of like Slytherin. Not all Slytherin were evil. You know, Horace Slughorn was a Slytherin, but he was not a bad person. He just had ambition. The culture. Yeah, the Sith. You're talking about the Sithari. Yeah. No, I'm talking. Oh, excuse me. Between the Jedi and the Sith, like, I gotta admit, I kind of lean more on the Sith side. Because to me, the Jedi have always seemed hypocritical. We're not soldiers. Look at our army.
Even Malfoy's.
We're not here to control what everybody does. Hi, we're here to force a peace treaty. Like, They always seemed hypocritical, high on their horse, like we know better than everybody. You know, when Obi-Wan goes and talks to the one librarian, and she's like, "If it's not in our archives, it doesn't exist." Like, just the faux humility. Like, I don't know. Yeah. 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 Hashtag Count Dooku was right. Boy, that's a bold claim. I mean, how about this? I'm not going to say Count Dooku was right. I'm just going to say Count Dooku wasn't wrong.
Even Malfoy's wand was a unicorn. Yeah,
that's right. That you are correct. Malfoy's wand had unicorn hair. So, like, my point is you know, the Sith and the Jedi, the Sith embraced their emotions and the Jedi repressed their emotions. I don't believe in the repression of emotions. I think there needs to be a time for... and honestly, both sides are wrong. That's why a lot of people like the gray. You can't just be completely unemotional and unattached, because that's not healthy, and it deprives you of the true essence of who you are as a person. You can't just be willful and impulsive and full of rage and emotion, because it's going to lead you to make mistakes that, you know, in the short term, that lead to long-term problems. I think the main lesson is temperance, balance, maturity, knowing when each side, you know, each side has a time and a place, basically. I think, honestly, that would be the big lesson of Star Wars. They're both wrong. A Junta? Yeah, a lot of people do like a Junta. I haven't heard that name in a while. But I'm just being honest. Growing up, even to this day, you know, honestly, I would not be able to turn aside from my emotions. And, you know, I admit it, I would probably lean into the dark side. Which, honestly, the dark side wasn't even the original name for it. They were just Jedi. Yeah, originally there was no Sith and Jedi. It was just Jedi, and they called them Dark Jedi. Which, who came up with the name Dark Jedi? The Jedi. It was propaganda. It was all propaganda. It was fake news. Your stream content warning says may contain significant... Well, I mean, every once in a while I will say a naughty word.
Kel, you have yourself an awesome night, brother.
One Lock, thank you very much, man. Have a great night as well. Take some downtime. It was great to see you. Hope to see you in the future. I will be back Friday morning. Interview anybody's here is new. You know, if I haven't seen you or if I haven't had a chance to introduce myself and wish you well, hello, good evening, happy Wednesday to you. My name's Cal. Just here to give you a break from doom scrolling. And if you're not following me on the Purple app, if I could ask a small favor, if you could follow me on the Purple app, it would very much help the channel. It would help me. I'm trying to bolster up over there. So same name, same profile and everything. All caps. Thank you. Thank you very much for the follow. I hope you all are getting a chance to take a break and recharge. You know, we got Thursday and Friday ahead of us. I have got about 5 minutes left before it is time for me to log out, go spend the evening with my wife.
No sweat.
Yeah. Well, I'm still all caps. I really appreciate your support, man. If you like Warcraft lore, go check out my channel. I got 9 videos loaded. I hope you like them. And again, if y'all want to follow me over on the Purple app, I just started streaming on the Purple app not too long ago, and it's where I'm trying to build up. So very, very, very much all the follows and support I can get on the Purple app is very helpful for the channel overall. But hey, I'm glad you're here. You got through another day. It's time to downshift, relax before we kick ass finishing the week. Dang JD telling me about the damn Blood Knights. And honestly, Sykes, I have to put the disclaimer because I was in the military for 20 years. I curse a lot. Y'all may not believe this. Off stream, I curse constantly. Y'all may not believe that. I seriously, like, I've learned to control it when I'm streaming, or, you know, when I was in the military, I didn't curse. Mainly because I had this philosophy. My subordinates couldn't curse at me, so I would never curse at them. You know, my rank and position does not give me the right to treat somebody with disrespect like that. That's abuse of authority. So I never cursed at my subordinates. I never cursed at anybody. I don't think that that's appropriate. But when I stream, you know, people might be listening to me with their kids in the room, or they might be at work. So you know, I try not to curse when I stream. They will slip out occasionally. But seriously, in my personal life, I curse like there's no tomorrow. Darth Maul, Count Dooku were really telling the truth. Yeah. Oh, they absolutely were. Well, Maul was used, basically. And there's a really good book with Darth Maul. It's called Shadow Assassin. It's a really good book, and it takes place right before Episode 1. It was basically a mission for Darth Maul before the events of Phantom Menace kicked off.
Oh.
I'm wearing shorts. My legs were getting stuck to my chair.
All right. Actually, yeah, we'll do something for a couple minutes. So yeah, I do got to head out for the night, yo. I will be back Friday morning, so if you have not hit the follow button yet, you enjoy the content and want to hang out in the future, please make sure you hit follow, whether it's the Purple app, whether it's, the Clock app. Really do appreciate it. I hope you all have had a good time hanging out with me tonight. I don't normally stream in the afternoon, but I am looking at new times to stream just to catch people more conveniently. But again, thank you for being here. I really appreciate the likes, the shares, the follows. Shep, major shout out to Shep Quest for doing the raid, and for all of the people that came over with Shep from his stream. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it, man. The most valuable thing people have is their time and attention. And if you choose to spend that here with me, it really does. It means a lot to me, and I thank you. Thanks just for being here. Even if you don't chat, if you're just listening and enjoying the show and the goofy conversations, I hope you get a chance to relax while you're here. I hope you're taking a break from doom scrolling. And, that's kind of the goal of the stream. I want to try and make somebody's day better. That's really what the hope is. If I can make one person's day better, that's a really good day. Oh, man. But, actually, I almost forgot. If anybody out there, if anybody has any questions for me, I like to end my streams with something I call Ask a Streamer. So I got a couple of minutes left. Does anybody out there have any questions for me? It can be, WoW. It can be about my military career. I was a mental health tech in the military for most of my career. So you can ask me about my military career. You can ask me about mental health stuff. I'm not going to be your therapist. It's just for education. If anybody's interested in being a content creator and you have questions about getting started, throw it in the chat. Let me know. I'd love to give you some advice and perspectives if I can. In the mornings, I see Purple App notify me in the mornings. Hey, Blue, I appreciate it, man. I hope you enjoy the show. And that's why I try not to curse, because if people are listening to me at work, I don't want people to get in trouble. And I don't feel like I need to curse, you know what I mean? Because I also know people listen with their kids. So I just try to be conscientious. But just to be safe, because it will slip out from time to time, I put the disclaimer that may be profanity or vulgarity. The only rules, folks, if you're new to the channel, no politics and no religion, please. Please, please, please. There's enough serious streams like that exist that are more than happy to go into those topics. For my stream, just please, no politics, no religion. And please be respectful to me and the other people in the chat. Please, please, please. Headphones are earplugs, but it's also warehouse work. So, oh yeah, they're probably like, why isn't this guy cursing? Let's see here. All right. Well, it doesn't look like anybody got any questions for me. I'm gonna run back to the end. So if anybody got any questions that you want to ask, you can get to know me, WoW lore, whatever, throw it in the chat. Because once I get back to the inn to rest up, I'm gonna head out for the night and spend the evening with my wife. Figure out what we're gonna be doing. And tomorrow is date day for my wife and I. Thursday, we set aside, it's a day specifically for the two of us, and it's just her and I, and it's like my favorite day of the week. Plus, I'm a Critical Role fan, so when Critical Role is out, Campaign 4, hopefully soon, my wife and I watch Critical Role. We're both critters. I've been watching Critical Role for 10 years. Any other critters out there? I feel like I'm always alone. Oh, crap. I hit the wrong button. My tablet fell. I love date day. Seriously, date day is my favorite day of the week. My wife and I went and did an escape room not too long ago. Tomorrow we're going to a, what do they call it? What is it called? It's a nursery, like a flower nursery. We're gonna get some plants because we've been working on the garden stuff around the house. So we are going to go to a nursery and find some plants, and then we're going to plant the plants together. It's, you know, something small, something simple. We've done like spa days. You know, she gets a massage. Maybe an arboretum. I know she said it was a nursery, but it's like it's a nice one. So something similar. Yeah, we're just going to get some plants because we've been working on the gardens around the house together, making the house look nicer, especially the outside. Plus, I want lavender because it gets rid of freaking mosquitoes. I can't stand mosquitoes. They drive me insane. I feel like Saitama with mosquitoes. Like they just, get back here, you bastard! All right, guys. Well, yeah, lavender. Lavender is a natural. It's a natural mosquito repellent. Yeah, seriously. Even if you just get like lavender oil and drip it around, like, and let it, you know, aerate. It'll absolutely keep mosquitoes away. It works like a charm. All right, guys, that is it for me. It is time for me to go spend the evening with my wife. But I will be back Friday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time for more fun and shenanigans. Who knows what's going to be happening? I don't know. But seriously, y'all, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the likes, the shares, the follows, the subs, the gifts. Most importantly, like I said, thank you so much for your time and attention. I hope you enjoyed my evening stream. I know I don't get to do it very often, but I hope you all have a wonderful night. Midway through the week, take some time, decompress, and kick the rest of the week in the ass, and I will catch you all Friday morning. Until then, until next time, sports fans, this is Cal signing off saying, you're beautiful, I love you, you're a badass, and don't let anybody tell you different. Have a good night, everybody. Peace!